Connor McKenna. Oh, I can take my mask off. My name is Connor McKenna, and I am one of the co-presidents of Broke People Play Festival, and I would like to welcome all of you back. Oh, thank you. I would like to welcome all of you back to live theater. Yeah! We are so excited to have you here and so grateful. Just a quick few things before we get on with the show. First of all, we are guests here at the Chain Theater, and they have asked us to remind you to, not remind, but tell, that you must have your mask on throughout the entirety of the performance. The actors will be unmasked, and so we just want to keep their safety as a priority. We would also like to thank a whole lot of people for helping make this festival possible. First of all, we would like to thank the Chain Theater for hosting us. Without them, we would not have a home this semester. We would also like to thank our wonderful tech team up in the booth, Cleo and Eliza, and the rest of our tech team who have been working so very hard these past 2 weeks. We would like to thank our wonderful executive board who helped make this whole shebang happen. And finally, we would like to give a huge thank you to everyone who donated to our GoFundMe campaign. Without your generous donations, this would not be possible. And we are completely blown away by your generosity and everything that you have done for us. We would also like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the Lenape people, and the Chain has also asked us to remind you that we are in a shared space. Other people are using this fourth floor, so when you are in the lobby, please try to keep it a little quiet. And at the end of the show, the actors will come out into the house so you can meet them here, so we don't all get jammed up over there. And finally, just a couple more things. We are streaming tonight. All of the shows of this festival, thank you, William, are going to be up on our YouTube. You can go into YouTube, Broke People Play Festival. You can search it up, and you can find all of these shows there. And finally, we have Instagram at Broke People Playfest. That's people spelled PPL at Broke People Playfest. For any and all updates, we're going to be opening up submissions and director applications and auditions for next semester's festival fairly soon. And with all of that, and even though I'm probably forgetting something, I am done. So without further ado, please enjoy in the time it took to complete I'm not going to get this title right. In the time it took, Calc Worksheet. Thank you so much.
I can't do math today.
Math hasn't even started yet. There's still another 2 minutes before the bell.
I already know it's going to be horrible.
How?
Because it was horrible yesterday. We're doing implicit derivation. It doesn't make any sense.
All the more reason to go to class today.
You don't understand. It's impossible to learn anything in there. Kevin just gives us these worksheets and tells us to figure it out on our own. Because he has to spend the whole class period trying to keep Dylan and Matt from killing each other.
I didn't know those two were in the same math class.
They are, and it's hellish.
There's the bell.
Please don't make me go in there.
Lizzie, you have to start attending your classes. You're going to college next year. You can't do this in college. You'll have to go to class then.
And I won't do this in college.
Then show me. Show me you won't.
In college, the kids will be able to sit still and not throw tantrums, unlike here. And the classes will be places that I'll actually want to be.
Okay, here's the deal. You go get your worksheet from Kevin and bring it back in here, but you have to be working the whole period and go to all of your other classes today.
Oh, I have PE today. It's so sad watching the kids at the school try to play sports. And I have Andy in my class, and he always sticks his hands down his pants, and and touches the balls and stuff everybody else has to touch.
You can take my deal or you can leave it.
I'll take it.
Go get your worksheet. Why are we in class?
I gotta have my Haribo Happy Hoppers.
I want you to go to class. You can come for your candy on your way to second period.
What you don't understand is I need the candy to get me through first period.
What? Ugh.
Well, to you too.
Lizzie, sit down and get started on your math.
Can you quit it? You're shaking the table.
I'm looking for the Haribo Happy
It's
Hoppers.
a limited edition Easter candy. It's November.
But she had them last week. Amy, you had them last week.
I guess I must be out of my post-Easter sales stash. Sorry. Language.
Sorry. Ooh, what are you working on? Calc stuff?
Can you move away from me? I can feel you breathing down my neck.
The x in the middle is to the 6th power. You multiply the exponents, not add them.
Go to class or something.
It means a lot coming from you.
I have permission from Kevin to be in here.
Oh, you have Kevin? Makes sense we're hiding out in here. Kevin's a dick. I thought this was the guidance counselor's office. Am I not allowed to express my feelings in here?
Lillian said she had something special planned for history today. You don't want to miss it, do you?
They're doing a Socratic seminar to discuss if Nazis are bad. But Nazis are bad. I can say that with full confidence. Where's my A?
There's probably more nuance to it than that.
You don't need nuance when it comes to talking about Nazis. They're bad, full stop. Everybody knows that.
Oh, quite the party we've got going on in here. It's not even 5 minutes past the bell. No, that must be a new record.
Stop.
So, what are we talking about?
Nazis.
Amy thinks that Nazis aren't really that bad.
I did not say that.
So then, Amy, how do you feel about Nazis? Sheesh. Lizzie, you know, you might as well put your bed in here, seeing as you pretty much live in here. You know, we miss you in science class. You have such great ideas, it's a shame that you aren't around to share them with the rest of us.
I respond to everybody's posts in the Google Doc.
All I'm saying is that it'd be nice to have you in the room.
I can't do that.
What'd you say?
You heard what I said? I know you did.
I didn't. I really didn't.
I can't be in the classroom.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to come back whenever you're ready.
Can we stop talking about me?
Okay, fine. Talk to Amy. Amy, got any weekend plans?
It's Tuesday.
So, it's never too early to start thinking about the weekends.
I haven't thought about it yet. How about you?
My older cousin is coming to stay with us because she's going to a friend's wedding. But on Saturday, we're taking her to Universal Studios because she's never been.
Usually when someone asks a question while making eye contact with someone else, it means that they're talking to them and not other people.
Sorry.
Thinking about buying a car this weekend. No, there's only so much a motorcycle's good for.
My dad used to ride a motorcycle until a couple of years ago. He fell off and broke his leg, and my mom told him he had to stop. The motorcycle's still in the garage. He won't get rid of it.
Yeah, well, I don't have kids, so it doesn't even matter if I die or not.
Don't say that in front of them.
He says that kind of thing all the time. In class.
That doesn't make it okay.
There's a lot of things that go on every day at this school that aren't okay. Just look at what Caleb's drawing on the whiteboard.
That's pretty good.
It is in no way school appropriate. At any other school, at any normal school, he'd be punished for drawing something like that.
I thought you were all free the nipple, body positivity, or whatever.
That drawing is so demeaning to women.
It's art. You can't censor art.
But if anyone else comes in, you have to erase it.
I don't want to have to look at it. It's disgusting.
Then go to class.
That is so unfair.
It isn't unfair. It's the expectation at this school that the students go to class.
You're not making Caleb go to class.
Not really making you go either.
I hate. Ugh. I'm not functional enough for mainstream school, but I'm too functional for this shithole.
Language.
You really don't go to class that much.
I don't show up to class because I can't handle the environment. Being around these people who are way lower functioning than me.
You're not supposed to say low functioning and high functioning. Autism is like a sundae bar. Everyone just has a different combination of toppings. What? It's what they said in my social skills group.
Caleb does make a good point. Let's not assign labels or make assumptions about your classmates, okay?
Fine, but they're all boys, and autism or not, teenage boy energy is not good.
What happened to doing something social outside of school?
All the options you sent my mom sucked.
Did you try any of them?
I didn't need to. I read the descriptions, and I knew they would suck.
You could be a Girl Scout. You know, you could wear a little sash and some cookies. And... Sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm way too old to be a Girl Scout.
My sister's your age and she's a Girl Scout.
Yeah, but she's probably been one since she was like 5.
7.
That still proves my point.
I'm going to erase this picture. I want to draw something else now.
Why don't you do your Socratic seminar with me and Marty since you aren't in class?
No,
Why not?
because that will be weird.
Aw, come on. It sounds fun. What are we going to converse about?
We're not supposed to converse. We're supposed to have a Socratic seminar.
Same difference.
I don't want to do my Socratic seminar with you.
Why not?
I don't want to do one at all with anybody.
Hey, not until after you've gone to a class today.
God, why are you being such a hard ass?
Because I know you can do better than this.
What about Lizzie? She sits in your office all day, every day.
I actually do my work in here, so.
Fine. What about Leo Rosenberg? You don't think he could do any better than going into the girls' bathroom and peeking under the doors? He's actually done that more than once, you know.
You don't know all of the interventions the school's taking due to another student's behavior.
I'm sure they weren't much, considering his parents basically bought us our new auditorium.
His parents didn't buy us the auditorium.
They're on their top tier level, on the donor list and the poster on the office.
So my grandparents.
Leah's parents didn't bribe the school.
Yeah, the mom could get whatever she wanted using fear alone.
Stop it.
Oh, come on, you've met the woman. And all that lip filler?
My mom said she criticized my mom's choice to have me come home from school in a hop skip drive.
Why don't you just take an Uber? What are you, 16?
15.
Oh, take the damn Uber.
Kayla makes a point. Kids at this school could get away with murder. I mean, one nearly did. Are we, like, going to pretend that yesterday didn't happen?
No, of course not.
So, is he coming back?
He's currently suspended.
So Atticus could come back?
We're going over options with his parents.
What does that mean? Going over options with
It's
his...
between the school administration and his parents. It isn't for me to be discussing with you.
It matters to me. It affects me. I don't want to have to fear going to school every day.
Even I think it's a little weird that you're having conversations with his parents instead of, flat out expelling him.
Yeah, well, I guess nobody counts on a kid coming into school with an axe. So it wasn't exactly clear grounds for expulsion per the student handbook.
Oh, of course not. We're in America, where any school will be counting their lucky stars that the young terrorists didn't get their hands on an AR-15.
Whoa. It's kind of dark.
Oh, my apologies. That was a little inappropriate of me.
A little.
But for real, the standards at the school are especially lax. There's no excuse for homicidal behavior.
You don't know what his intent was.
He was this close to Haley's face. Intent shouldn't matter.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the right way to say that. At a school like ours, there may be less obvious reasons why kids are doing what they're doing. We need to talk to parents and therapists and psychiatrists to make sure we understand what the appropriate next steps should be.
Oh, like when they tried me on Prozac and then I got super angry and yelled at everyone?
Like that.
Jeez, you guys are on all these meds starting so young.
I don't take any psych meds. Just my hormones and Benadryl to sleep.
That's drug abuse.
Taking Benadryl to sleep? Everyone does that.
How frequently do you take it?
Pretty much every night.
You shouldn't be taking Benadryl that frequently.
My dad takes Benadryl before he gets on an airplane because the doctor won't give him Xanax anymore.
Whatever. Just be glad they aren't giving you guys Ambien.
I'm perfectly healthy on my Benadryl protocol. You know what's not healthy? how the students at this school are going to be when they leave this place. This school costs too much for only 40% of its graduates to go off to college.
Some people take a few years and then go.
Okay, fine. But this school is harming people.
Do you feel harmed by this school?
Not directly.
Do you want me to call your mom and see if we can transfer you to a public school?
The public school near my house is rated worst in the district.
Oh, there are always magnet schools.
Stop it. Stop teasing me.
Fine. Oh my god, your mom would never agree to transfer you to a public school.
We don't even have detention here. We have trash duty.
Trash duty is worse than detention.
Yeah, it's pretty humiliating. It's a wonderful punishment.
Consequence.
My bad. It's a wonderful consequence.
That barely ever gets given out.
Remember when Justin got it for going to girls' club saying he qualified for being a member? Because he ate female nutrition bars?
No, I don't go to girls' club.
You should. I always bring brownies.
Girls' club is lame. Anyway, what I was saying is that this school teaches students that having a mediocre sense of humor is worse than masturbating during PE class or swinging axes at other kids.
I told you, the more complex behaviors require more complex plans of action.
They don't do anything. Andy masturbates in history instead of PE. Like having a desk in front of him makes it more discreet.
And I will definitely call his parents about that.
I don't feel safe at the school.
Safe is a big word. It carries a lot of weight, is what I mean.
I know.
You know what? I don't feel safe here either. Not with a security guard like Michael walking around. He doesn't have a gun, he doesn't have a taser. This is America. Give the man a damn weapon.
I know, right? And he's always just out on the lawn taking selfies. Like, what's his deal?
Oh, he's really into Instagram.
Ooh, I gotta check that out. Is he, Mike_JJ?
Yeah, that's the one.
I didn't know Michael was like super Christian.
He sends us all Christmas cards every year with Bible verses on them.
Enough about Michael. Michael's not the problem. This is the guidance counselor's office. I'm trying to get some guidance, and you guys keep hijacking the conversation.
I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay, so, well, I never felt physically unsafe here until the axe incident yesterday. But there's always been this, emotional, it's not emotionally safe here, is the best way I can describe it. Or, actually, I don't know, I guess I always felt like someone might, I get uncomfortable with the public masturbation, but that's not sexual assault, but it is sexual and inappropriate.
And I will definitely deal with that.
I would say that I get uncomfortable, but uncomfortable just isn't a strong enough word to describe what it is.
I know it can be difficult to be in a school with students who have different needs than yourself.
So you're saying that students need to write speeches about how women's rights and women in positions of power are fucking up our country for government class? Students need to swing axes at other students? Students need to write pornographic stories about me and my disgusting throbbing dick?
That is not acceptable. I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
It was a long time ago. It went around on Discord. My mom dealt with it with his mom.
Did you not feel comfortable coming to me about it?
I don't know, it's just the way it worked out.
Do you need to talk about it?
I talked about it with my therapist. Like I said, it was a few years ago.
I told Henry that shit was gross. Oh, not like it was a gross thing to do to write shit like that.
Thanks, Caleb.
To address what you were just speaking about, yes, it is valid and real to feel emotionally unsafe in a hostile and unpredictable environment.
Yes, this is what I've been coming in here and trying to explain to you for years.
And I understand, and it sucks.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
We do our best here to help students who are struggling try to learn to manage their behaviors.
And what I've been trying to explain to you all morning is that whatever it is you're doing isn't working.
Well, there will be assholes in your life. at work, your family, maybe you live with them, but assholes aren't a problem unique to this school.
Yeah, but assholes in real life go to prison for the things that assholes at this school do. And no one bats an eye.
Hey, not until after you finish a period today.
Like, it wouldn't kill you if you cared half as much about the rampant sexism at this school as you do about your stupid candy jar.
I can't go into people's heads and change their minds and control their behaviors. I can put a lid on a candy jar.
I know it's harder, but don't you worry about them? How they'll do in the real world?
Of course I want students to be successful after they graduate.
Then why aren't you teaching them to behave appropriately, like they'll be required to do in the real world?
I can't get into this again.
There has to be a way to do it. There has to.
Lizzie, do you think I'm going to be ready for the real world?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, people are totally gonna think you're weird, but I think you'll do fine. Like, you'll probably graduate college and get a job and stuff.
I'll take that.
And Lizzie, I hope you're not forgetting that you have your own struggles as well before you judge others.
Sure, but being shy and not liking loud places isn't gonna get me put on the National Sex Offender Registry.
Okay, here's the truth of it. Some kids at the school won't go on to college. They'll struggle to find and keep employment and live on their own, if at all. Look, I know I kind of shit on the school, but it's a great place. At least these kids can be sure that they'll be able to walk out of here with a high school diploma in hand, and that might help them get somewhere, do something in life. This school acknowledges kids' strengths and helps them build their self-confidence that they'll need when they get out of here. Because you know what? You're right, Lizzie. The real world isn't an easy place for them. And I'm sorry that you have to endure their behavior. I really am truly sorry that there's no like in-between type of school for the students that we have here that are like you. But we appreciate having you here a lot. You bring a lot to the class, Lizzie. If you do decide to show up, that is.
Wow, way to diss me at the very end.
All I'm saying is that I have some really good labs planned for the rest of the year. And I hope that you heard what I said before the diss.
Yeah, I did.
You're a good kid, Lizzie.
Thanks.
Am I a good kid?
Yeah, when you focus and apply yourself. But otherwise, you're so fucking loud.
Oh my god!
Okay, they've heard the damn word before.
You are just too much sometimes, you know that?
I read every single email that concerned parents new to my class send my way. I know.
Okay, but I do want to know about... I received an email last week about throwing spaghetti in the hallway.
It was a very practical exploration of a very famous math problem.
What is it?
Here, I'll show you. Okay. So let's assume this is a perfect circle. I said assume. And assume this is an equilateral triangle. So the paradox asks what's the probability that any random chord within the circle is going to be longer than the sides of the triangle. A chord is any line from a point on the circumference of a triangle
know.
to any...
I took geometry.
I'd appreciate a refresher. I haven't touched this stuff since I was 15.
So, chord is a line segment from any point on the circumference of the circle to another point on the circumference.
Isn't it just random? How you write random in math?
It's not random, it's anything within the triangle.
Yeah, okay, but what about the space on the bottom?
There is no bottom. It's an equilateral triangle.
You know what I mean.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Okay, but what was the spaghetti for?
The spaghetti noodles were the chords. They were dry, obviously, and students took turns throwing them at a poster with the triangle and inscribed circle on it to simulate randomness and try to solve the problem practically.
Simulate randomness?
Yeah, that sounds pretty ironic.
More like oxymoronic.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Then why didn't you say it?
I don't know. They sound similar. I got mixed up in my head, okay?
If you were truly throwing randomly, wouldn't it be equally likely that you would throw the noodle and it wouldn't even hit the poster than if it did?
Yes, it would, Lizzie. You know, we actually had a really interesting conversation about randomness in class. We would have loved your contributions. We tried the experiment several different ways. My personal favorite being when a student would close their eyes, spin around in a circle, and let go of the pasta. One another student, also with their eyes closed, would tell them to do so.
Yeah, but that's not really random, because they're still making an intentional choice to throw the noodle.
When are we not making choices?
Exactly.
I reached into my drawers this morning without looking and picked out this shirt.
My mom forces me to go to this school.
Come on! What public school is gonna let you throw spaghetti in the hallways for a science experiment?
I didn't do it,
Okay, but you could have.
but I didn't.
Look, I'm thinking about doing this chemistry through cooking kind of lesson if you want to show up to class in the next few weeks.
Stop talking to me like that. Like I'm being ridiculous or I'm being difficult.
I wasn't trying to talk to you.
But you were.
I don't think Marty was trying to make a judgment on you, Lizzie.
I'm so stupid.
And now what good is saying that about yourself gonna do?
I'm admitting the truth to myself. I'm not lying to myself anymore.
But you're like really smart. You're like the only person in school taking Calc 2.
She is the only person in the school taking Calc 2.
Well, there are 2 people taking Calc 3, so.
Calc 2 is still a hard class. I don't think I'm going to take it before I graduate.
That's not the smart I'm talking about. That kind of smart doesn't matter. In the real world, people aren't going to come up to you and say, hey, did you take Calc 2 in high school? They're gonna want you to be honest about yourself and like know your weaknesses and not be a douche.
A nicer way to say that is called having self-awareness.
Yeah, and you have more self-awareness than half of the student body combined.
But I'm still a member of said student body, which doesn't give me great prospects.
Prospects for what?
Life! I'm no better than any other kid here. I'm destined to fail at everything after I leave this place. It's a glorified daycare, and I know you two think that because I've overheard you saying it before.
We get stressed out. Sometimes when we think we're alone, we may say not the most appropriate stuff. But that doesn't mean we really do think poorly of you.
This school is a joke. And I thought I was better than everybody because I wasn't throwing tantrums or looking in their bathroom stalls. But I'm not. I'm just the best of the worst. Because I'm quiet. I don't cause a scene, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to leave here because you didn't prepare me. And you don't prepare any of us.
Whoa. You ever seen you get angry?
I'm not angry, I'm scared.
Lizzie. Lizzie, look at me. It's November. There's still 7 more months of school left before you graduate.
December doesn't count. It's pretty much just winter break.
Okay, so 6 more months. We'll get you ready by then. You're working on your college applications right now. Look, we don't expect you to be ready to take on the world alone by the time you graduate. You'll have support. And with support, lots of students from our school go on to do really well in college or careers.
Like 2 kids in the class above me went to college. And they went to community college.
Okay, well they were a special case.
Say that again.
I heard Jeremy Newman flunked out of PCC.
Oh, did he really? Who'd you hear that from?
His family goes to our synagogue.
Oh,
I really thought he'd make it too.
You guys are not making me feel any better.
I'm sorry.
I don't even go to class here.
Oh, but college will be different. The kids there will be more dedicated and will know how to sit still and shut up and wait to be called on to talk.
So you think I'm better than the other kids here?
No, I think you're different. Everyone is different and has their own special strengths and weaknesses.
I'm probably the only kid in the history of the world to go to class less than once a week and still make straight A's.
Or maybe you're someone who goes to a school who's accommodating of her needs and is allowing her to be successful. I don't know.
You know, we do miss you in science class.
I know, you said it quite a few times this morning.
I just wanted to be sure.
Lizzie, we'll get you ready by then. We'll go over your college applications in my office after lunch tomorrow. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
You ever gonna tell us the answer to the circle problem?
You want to know the answer to the circle problem?
Yeah.
Anybody have any hypotheses?
For the probability that a line
A chord.
is longer than a side of the triangle?
Yeah.
I'd say 1/3 of them, because there are 3 sections outside the triangle.
50%.
Why?
I don't know, it seems fair.
Fair. Interesting.
What?
Why would something random consider to be fair?
I don't know, it made sense in my head.
Fair. What about you, Lizzie?
No.
So what's the answer?
Well, actually, you're both right.
What? How?
It's a paradox. It's called Bertrand's paradox. There's actually a third correct answer, and that one's 1/4.
What?
Here, okay. So, if you think about the problem where your chords are coming from a fixed point, then your chords are going to be longer than the sides of the triangle 1/3 of the time. But chords that go through this smaller circle right here have to be bigger than the sides of the triangle. And since the area of the small circle is 1/4 that of the big circle, you get the 1/4 answer.
Whoa.
Oh, hold on, I haven't even gotten to the best part yet. Okay, 1/2. So, you're gonna need a really good visual for this one. Okay, just imagine that there are infinitely as many radiuses distributed along the radius of the big circle. So, chords that are longer than the sides of the triangle are gonna be closer to the center of the circle than half that of the big radius. So it's just half and half.
That's kind of what I meant by it being fair.
Oh, no, stop. No. I just learned these from some YouTube videos. From a philosophy channel, actually, but it's pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Lizzie, how's your math going?
I have one problem left.
That's great.
Oh, what's 7 times 6?
42.
I always forget that one. That's why this isn't working.
Hello, how are you today?
Who is it this time?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know any other good paradoxes?
Are you
Yeah.
familiar with Martin Gardner?
No, who's that?
No, the family's not
He's
passing
one of the very famous parts of Scientific American stuff. He's brilliant.
I'll check them out.
You know, I'm actually thinking about doing a lesson on his stuff next week for my class if you want to swing on by.
But I'm not in your class.
Neither is Dimitri Barros. That kid's always around.
Yeah, I know some great therapists in the Sherman Oaks area. I'll send you some numbers.
I have to go to Spanish during your class.
High school language courses are bullshit.
I beat my whole class in Spanish Scrabble last Friday.
Look, you don't have to come if you don't want to. I was just invited to.
I'll come.
We'll have to check with her first.
And of course, we'd love to see you there too, Lizzie.
Haven't you shamed me enough this morning?
I wasn't shaming you. It was merely an invitation.
Stop trying to do Amy's job.
Yeah.
You're not Amy. I'll talk to her about going to class. I'll go to class when I'm ready.
Yeah, no more Call of Duty violent video games, I think.
Amy's office is more fun than class. I'm not even having problems this morning. I just like it in here.
Yeah, me too. I like it in here a lot.
Because you and Amy are dating.
Amy and I are not dating. Where'd you hear that?
Nowhere. You just act like it, and you leave school with her sometimes.
Carpooling is a very normal thing to do.
Sure.
Okay,
Eventually,
now why'd you
but
say
I
it like that,
understand
huh?
if he doesn't want to right now.
Because I was feeling sarcastic.
I finished my math first.
Oh, let me see.
What? No.
Oh, come on. I just want to see what garbage they're calling mathematics at this school.
I dare you to say that to Kevin's face.
And what would you give me if I did?
So you'll do it?
Maybe. If I got something worth it, I would.
You know, I really don't think that would be beneficial.
I literally emailed Kevin to tell him he was garbage multiple times.
Are you getting in trouble?
I told him that my hormones were giving me mood swings, and I think it made him uncomfortable. So he dropped it.
I wish I had a good excuse like that. I don't have any excuses.
You're full of excuses.
I'm really not. You should see me when I run into a teacher whose class I just skipped. I just stand there with my mouth wide open like an idiot.
Fascinating.
Okay.
So when I catch you in the halls, you don't
Okay,
have a
we'll
free
be in
period?
touch. Bye.
So, is he coming back?
I could have been talking to anyone. Look, I shouldn't be discussing plans for a student while they're not present, especially since nothing's been finalized.
Nothing? What the fuck, man?
Lizzie,
When will we get a final answer?
I'm not going to discuss plans for another student with you.
That is so unfair. You didn't even leave the room to take the phone call.
I know the student's actions have affected you deeply,
You
but
could say his name. You could say Atticus. We all know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna transfer to online school.
Oh, don't do that. Online school's for child actors and sociopaths.
I think Atticus is a sociopath.
Either he goes to online school or I do.
Okay, look, the school, meaning me and Dr. Green, we have stated that we think it is best for Atticus to go somewhere that can better accommodate his needs.
Yeah, send him away. Send him far, far away.
Lizzie, sit down.
I like standing.
I think you need to cool off a little.
I'm fine.
Don't you need to work on your math?
I finished it. And I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to distract me so I don't ask about Atticus.
The period's almost over. I'm trying to make sure you did what you were supposed to do this morning.
If you and Dr. Green want to kick Atticus out, why can't you?
It's the parents. It's not the idiots that run the place. It's the parents.
Come on. I don't even know what in the world would be Atticus's good E.
What?
You know, at this school we're supposed to be twice exceptional. Or 2E. So the bad E is the autism, or the learning disability, or whatever. And is like whatever you're way good enough at to cancel that out. Like being really good at math or music. Like basically whatever makes you tolerable.
Interesting.
Bad E. I kind of like that. Amy, what's your bad E?
I never do the dishes.
Me neither. But I go here because I have autism.
You say that like autism is a horrible communicable disease.
How else are you supposed to say it?
I am autistic.
Yeah, okay. Lizzie, are you autistic?
I don't know. I've never been formally diagnosed.
Marty, do you have a bad E?
Do I?
You're the biggest asshole I ever met. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm
I just came out.
But we know it's not nice to call people assholes, right?
Shut up.
Oh, that is that talk, young lady.
Stop.
That wasn't very nice.
You ruined it. You ruined the bit.
I was just doing what Amy and Marty were doing.
Yeah, it was funny when they were doing it, and then the bit got old, and you ruined it.
I still thought it was funny.
It was never really that funny. There's no use arguing over it.
It's just, Lizzie, you keep talking about how the kids at this school should be better behaved, but you get to be mean to me, because it was kind of mean what you did when you told me I ruined the bit.
Yeah, I wasn't hurting anyone.
You hurt my feelings.
Well, I wasn't making you unsafe or physically harming you in any way.
Oh, but you also want to stop the boys who write misogynistic speeches?
Yeah, that's hate speech. Teachers shouldn't be condoning hate speech.
A little teasing's good for you, Caleb. You know, it toughens you up.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't like it.
Okay, well, the world is full of things you don't like. You just learned to
You
move
know,
on
Marty?
in video.
I don't really like where this little lesson of yours is going. Okay, there are only 3 minutes left in this period. How about we start thinking about heading to our next class?
Can I get my candy on my way out? Like as a pump up for my next class?
Sure.
Yes!
But only 2 pieces, so if you take 2 now, no more later. Lizzie, how about you? What class do you have?
This guy!
I think you can do it. You even have a head start on the assignment.
save you a seat. Come on, any seat that you want. It does not bother me at all. I can save one right
Can you
smack in
stop
the
talking
center.
to me like I'm retarded?
I didn't mean to offend you.
I know.
Wow. I should get back to my room. Get ready for class.
Holy shit.
What?
You're not gonna believe this. They turned the green Skittle from lime to green apple.
They did that a long time ago.
I haven't had Skittles since I was like 8 or something. I actually had a really bad incident with Skittles when I was trick-or-treating in 3rd grade, so like, I haven't had them since.
Why'd you pick the Skittles today?
Don't know. Was feeling adventurous, I guess.
What was the incident with the Skittles?
Well, okay, so I was trick-or-treating with my friends, and we went to this house that gives out like these big-sized candy bars, you know? And my friends, they got like Kit Kats and stuff like that, but I just got a giant bag of Skittles, which, you know, sucks.
That's it? You were a little disappointed.
There's more.
Wait,
I gotta get to class.
tell me the rest of the story really fast.
Okay, so I was eating these Skittles, and my hands were really sticky and colorful, and I was also feeling really sick. And then, to top it all off, I bit into a Skittle. I think it was even a green one, but anyway, I bit into a Skittle, and it was like really hard in like my mouth, like my teeth couldn't handle it, and it was awful, like sensory, big no. Anyway, that's the story. I'm gonna head to class now. Bye!
Hi, Caleb. So, it's just you and me now.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? It's still early. You still have a chance to turn this day around.
Yeah, I know.
What are you afraid of?
Afraid? I'm not afraid. It's chaos out there.
And it's hard to focus.
No, yes, but there's more to it than that.
You got your assignments done this morning with all of us jabbering on. You get your work done in here with lots of distractions, crying kids.
I shouldn't have to do all this work just to make the school work for me.
I think you can make it to the rest of your classes today.
I don't want to go to them.
Oh, you don't want to go to them.
No, I'm being defiant. I'm a defiant child.
A defiant child wouldn't have finished her calc assignment this morning.
It was a half-assed attempt.
It would mean a lot to Marty if you would come to class.